So welcome back. So let's have a look, because we know that in the original SpaceInvader game, which is I'm just gonna copy and hope I don't get sued over it. You move from left to right, down, and then from right to left, and then over and over, like you go like that, and then you go back and forth, right? So we're gonna need some information here. We're gonna have screen width, screen height. And we're actually gonna self.direction is 1. And 1, we're gonna add a comment here because I think this is not very clear. And say 1 is to the right and -1 is to the left. So we're gonna say if self.x coordinate plus self.speed is greater than screen width, then we're gonna say self.direction minus equal it equals -1. Okay, we have two situations. Obviously, we have going to the right and going to the left. So if self.direction is -1 is 1, let's start with going to the right. Self.direction is -1. So if it's going to the right and it's going to move off screen, you change direction. Else, if self.x coordinate minus self.speed, because it's moving to the left, is smaller than 0, self.direction is 1. And in this case, what this is going to do is it's going to be different than the original Space Invaders game, because in the original Space Invaders game, all the Space Invaders are going to move in unison, and I'm moving them separately here. So they're gonna go all the way to the left and then all the way all to the right. So it's gonna be different, but I think it's gonna be an interesting way of movement. And I'm doing it just so I can have everything in a single class, because I think it will make the example nicer. And then we can say self.x coordinate plus equals self.direction times self.speed. Right? So every iteration, it goes into the direction with an increase of the self.speed. And the other one is def get hit self. Screen height, actually self dot y coordinate minus equals screen height's not necessary for now, we'll come back to that later. But what we are going to do is y shift, and that could actually be part of the speed. I'll refactor this, rename, I'll rename it speed x, and I'll call this speed or y incrementation, incrementation. Then I have to add this to my docstring, of course. Int y, the jump in y position after each lap. And then we're going to add it here, self y incrementation is y incrementation. And I say y minus equals self y incrementation, and the same thing goes here. And we're gonna say that's gonna be enough for now. And def get hit, and then we're gonna say damage, and we're gonna say standardized damage is gonna be we'll leave that out. So self health minus equals damage if self dot health is smaller or equal to 0, self dot alive is false. And we can say yeah, we'll leave it at that. Actually, if not self dot alive return. We can skip if it's dead, it's not going to be moving anymore, so we can leave it out. And then we have to add screen width to our docstring, of course. Param int screen width. The width of the screen the enemy is moving across. I'll do the same thing here, which I know it seems extreme, but it makes sense. Change the X position with the speed value in the direction of movement if the Space Invader gets to the edge, it changes direction and moves down. And we're going to say here get hit. We're going to say decrease the health of the Space Invader by damage if health goes below 0, Space Invader dies. Damage is going to be an integer. We don't return anything, or actually we return health status. Return if alive. Return self alive. The amount of damage done to the Space Invader. So this actually already has a lot of stuff it can do. It can get hit and it can move. I think the final thing that we have to implement. Let me check how many. Okay. I think that's enough for this session. And in the next session, we're gonna have a look at implementing the win condition for the computer, which is when the Space Invader gets to the bottom of the screen. So before we finish, I'm gonna git status git add core Space Invader.py and git commit implemented basic Space Invader. So and of course git push. There you go. It's online. In the next session, we're gonna have a look at some more functionality, and I hope you're following what I'm doing here, which is I'm trying to give in a logical manner give form to the Space Invader, and after this, obviously, I'm gonna have to do the same thing with the player, and then once I have those two pieces combined, I can put it together into the program and have them interact. So I hope that makes sense, and if it doesn't, it probably will in the next couple of videos.